Merci. A farming moon. If Renba's here, I need to find him. And if he's not, I need to work out where he went.
We stepped off the ship and into the mud. Mud covered the ground and rock. And everywhere I looked, things were growing from the mud.
Pig!
And some of those things had legs.
Look at this place. Breathe the air. I cannot breathe, mistress. But rest assured, I am most happy for you all the same. Well then, let's see where Renba's got to. If we're really lucky, he'll have found an old pot. Landed on Merci. So this is the farming community. Huh. Question. So, where do we start? There is a series of rice terrace. If we climb up, away from the water, that should take us to the village. Well, that was some minor pleb. Oh. But there is no way I'm crossing that, mistress. What? Robots cannot swim. All right. You're on little tractor treads. A listing statue. By listing, they mean it's tilting over on its side. You can wait, can't you? My power source is good for millennia, mistress. Waiting will not be an issue. Pig! Patience, however, is more... Oh, he doesn't seem too thrilled with the pig. Pig, 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 pig. Tell that to Miari. Professor Miari was not buried in concrete for nearly 950 years. Wait a minute. He's nearly 1,000 years old? So robots did exist back then. Let me take a look. How about Iox? What happened? 6 buried on Iox? Alongside a whole cohort of robots buried and inlaid into concrete. So there was a kind of robot insurrection thing going on. And that was at the end of the ancient empire, right at the precipice of the Holy Empire. That's interesting. So maybe the queen didn't banish the robots because they had already been outlawed at that point? And banished in their own way, as in destroyed. So, but they were, how long were they all just sitting in the concrete without any stimuli or anything? Ugh, that is not a good thought to have. Okay. So he cannot cross that. I would like to see what's inside that hut. He can wait for me. Wait there, 6. I will venture over to this hut. See what's inside. There's something scratched here. 6, how long were you buried on Iox? I have no idea, mistress. I do not remember it. Oh, that's good. So he wasn't conscious when he was buried. Reply? Sure. And you don't know why you were buried? No, mistress. I can only assume I was not needed. I love these moons, with their ancient stories. Who is that, for instance? One of the older goddesses? She is guarding the fields. I would estimate over 1,500 years have passed since she was carved. Goddess erected on Mercy? In the ancient times. That's a long time. Relative to what, exactly? There used to be gods throughout the Nebula, even on Iox, before the Empire was founded. I'm surprised Iox let this one stay. If you robots are so ancient, don't you have the whole history of the Nebula in your head somewhere? Perhaps some do. I do not. So what do you remember? I remember my activation, nothing before that. Perhaps I had never been activated before. But perhaps you had. Quite so. Interesting. But now to finally see what this is. There's something scratched here. And the emblem of Iox. I suppose this is where the Mercian leave goods for the Ioxians to collect. Wait, so if they're part of a protectorate, does that mean that this empire exerted itself throughout the galaxy? Well, Janiki won't be hiding in there. It's a big barn. This moon produces a surplus, mistress, for what good it does them. Where does all the water come from? There is a wellspring in the rock below us, mistress. The soil is permanently saturated by it. Oh, so it's a self-watering field. That must be beneficial for the farmers. But as I was saying before, if the protectorate comes, are they collecting teeth of some sort from the Mercy? Are the Mercy really a part of this empire? And oh, a genuine forest. But is the empire exerting its control over these outlying moons and forcibly taking their products from them under the pretense of protection or order? A genuine forest. A genuine forest. Iox couldn't support trees like this. Still, I hope Renba didn't run off to live in the woods. We'd never find him in there. Don't believe Renba would go there. Can I approach the store? I suppose that's the granary, though. I suppose I could have traveled alongside 6. This, I see. A carefully laid bit of shrubbery. Now they're more like grasses. Very tall grasses. A shrubbery would be more like a bush. Well then, foiled by some grass. Let us continue. Oh. Huh, there are the farmers. And the pig.
The air smelled earthy and sweet.
What is a wellspring anyway? A source, mistress, nothing more. A source of what? Water, probably? Commonly, water. Also, air. Ooh, rice. Do they grow anything else here? It would not appear so. Can you do a scan for Janiki somewhere? Mistress has mistaken me for a dog. Perhaps you believe if I had a scrap of clothing, then I could trace his scent. So how are you supposed to find him? I have visual scanners of exceptional acuity, mistress. If I see him, I will let you know. It's true, he probably wouldn't have olfactory senses. Hey, pig. Mistress, is something the matter? I am detecting certain elevated emotional markers. Like what? Shortness of tone, mistress. Lack of compromise. Markers. You're a robot, 6. I don't need to be nice to you. Ooh, ouch. Don't say that. You're not the first robot I've had trailing me, you know. Every time I break or lose one, they give me another. It's like they're trying to get rid of them. That's not good. I must take my safety very seriously. The university cares for your well-being, mistress. I don't know why Miari wanted me to take you with me. The professor cares about your safety. Huh. And she doesn't care about yours. Wait. I wonder, will this have prolonged effects on their interpersonal... I really hope that... I like the robot. Don't treat her unfairly, Aliya. I suppose there's nothing old here. No ruins, no ancient kings, no crumbled towers. We just saw that big statue. Of course not, mistress. This is a farmyard. This is a waste of my time, that's what it is. Runba's probably back on Iox again right now. Professor Miari would have contacted me if that was the case, mistress. He is out here, somewhere, waiting. Waiting? Huh, there's a warehouse. Can I talk to any of the people that were out here, or have they all dispersed? I might want to go up to the statue, just in case there is something of interest there. Mark. There can't be that many more robots left. There were a few hundred in my cohort. What's a cohort? My manufacturing branch. It is hard to explain. They a family. I recognize myself in them. Is that the same thing? At any rate, we would all appreciate if you took more care of your robots. Look at this thing. Where's she from? From the material, I would judge it was not quarried here, but most likely close by. It is very big, you understand. Hideous, beautifully crafted? I don't know. Beautifully crafted. Do you like other robots, 6? I have not spent much time with them. But you've met some. A few. They have always struck me as rather predictable. That they would be. Something's carved. Something's here. Someone's carved something here, I see. Symbols in the ancient script. I might be able to translate them. The holy something something. I know one of these words, so I'll have to guess the other two. That looks like water. These glyphs resemble the word for emperor. I still think the water... Maybe goddess, because the emperor was likened to a god. And I think that this could be a goddess of water if she's right by the wellspring. I could still change my mind, but the holy water goddess? Maybe they have a pig god too. Or there's certainly plenty of water here. I'd like the pig response too, but there's certainly plenty of water here. She's guarding their most precious resource, keeping it all fertile. Identified the water goddess. Nice. Pigs! Nah, the pigs were definitely brought by humanity unless they were native. Oh, got turned around. It looks like I have to go across the wood planks. This planet seems most poor to me. There are no proper buildings. There is mud everywhere. Wait a minute. There's a question. What? We've grown soft on Iox. This is normal even. These people have everything they need. I have never left Iox before, mistress. To me, this place seems barbaric. I want to see what the green says. You've never seen fields before. This is how most people live. I did not intend to give offense, mistress. I am sorry if I did. Forget it, Six. Just maybe keep your voice down a little. Oh, I see. So she's more terse with the blue, but the green comes in later, like you're giving pause, and then maybe the green dialogue is the more empathetic dialogue, and the blue dialogue, I've just been pressing the blue dialogue the entire time because remark comes up far more swiftly. So in the future, yeah, I'll want to be kinder to the robot. Oh. But I do not have friendships with other robots, if that is what you mean. Would you like some friends? We could set up a play date. I am quite content, mistress. I want to see if I can talk to these people, or are they just going to be shades in this landscape? Oh, approach the villager. Sure. Good faith, lady. My apologies, Eoxian. My pigs need me. Please, if you could just... I mean, they would dislike their overbearing, well, overlords. People are probably not fond of the Iox. Reply? Oh. Did I do something wrong? You came here. Perhaps that is all. The locals don't seem surprised to see me. Or to see you. I imagine robots collect supplies from here routinely. The locals, I note, also do not seem pleased to see you. Of course, because of the Empire. I'll have to awkwardly get down this plank. We'll find you some robots on Iox. Mistress, it is not like you to fraternize with other humans. We're very similar, perhaps. Mistress, I do not wish to discuss this further. Really? Why not? I appreciate your understanding, mistress. Thank you. That didn't sound right. I should have just said yes, and then that would have elicited that response, but... oh well. Oh. Even more rice. Just lying around. I could scoop enough into my bag to feed an Elberethian family for a week. No one would even notice it was gone. Don't you think that... I had heard Elbereth was a moon of thieves, mistress. I had assumed it was a slur rather than a strategy. Why can't everywhere be like this? Enough food, enough space, water to spare. Indeed, mistress. Obviously, it is a mystery to me why anyone lives on Elbereth anyway. So Elbereth is her home world, but it's a place of thieves. No one chooses to live on Elbereth 6. They're born there and don't know how to leave. But she was taken up by the academics and taken to Iox. Interesting. What did you make of Renba's brooch, Six? The one he sent to Miari. I was struck by the craftsmanship. It seemed very fine to me. It is an artisanal product, high status. How high status? Hard to say. Possibly very high. So it's valuable. Most likely. Mistress surely does not intend to sell it. No. The question is, where did Renba get it? And is he paying for it? Could have taken it from a tomb. Up this way. There must be someone here I can talk to.
This was what passed for a street on Mayersey. Buildings on stilts, jumping out of the bushes like children. It was so quiet.
It is very pleasant. Now, what would Janiki be doing here? Probably being in hiding, since he probably stole something from an Ioxian high official's tomb in order to get that brooch. Mercy would be the last place they'd probably look for someone. If Renba was here, then someone must have seen him. This place is small and full of people. If they will talk to you, mistress. Why wouldn't they? You are an outsider, mistress. So was Renba. Approach the well.
Three paths met at the heart of the village. I could imagine them all, sitting around here in the evenings, sipping rucker and singing. It seemed nice.
Stranger. Greetings. Greetings to you. Welcome to Mercy. You have come to trade. It is a beautiful moon you have. It is wet enough for us, certainly. Have you seen any Oxians recently? I have seen you. But you are looking for someone who? A man named Janiki. I have not heard of anyone by that name. Good luck with your search. They say the Nebula is wide. Helpful. It appears Renba was never here, mistress. Perhaps we should return to the ship. I can't just go back to Iox with nothing. There was always the brooch, mistress. It might lead us somewhere. Oh, a new site indicated. Sources of the brooch crystal with cyclones? Can you get anything from the brooch? The inscription wasn't much use. The insect crystal was interesting and unusual composition. Inferred the existence of a new location. Somewhere in the cyclones, but I don't know enough to find it yet. The source of the Birch Crystal. Oh gosh, is this going to keep the entire timeline of everything that we've done? Let's try continue talking. Another thing. Yes. No one else in this village would talk to me. Forgive them. We understand things are not the same on Iox as they are here. It's because they think I'm from Iox. I'm from Elbereth. On Mercy, one requires an introduction. Oh. But you're talking to me. I've had some dealings with outsiders before. You would say I am forward. Show him the brooch. Do you recognize this? I recognize the symbol of our Ioxian masters, of course. Masters? Certainly. They prefer protectors, but we need protection from no one else but them. Does the brooch belong to someone here? No one here would own a brooch like that. Not every slave must wear their chains. You don't like Ioxians. Neither do I. They are well-mannered thieves. You aren't afraid to criticize Iox. What would your people do to us? You already take our food. Good faith to you. Ah, and I suppose that'll be it. Well, let's go up this way. There'll be more people to talk with. It is a shame, though, that, yes, Iox... Oh. You're from Iox? I was born on Elbereth. But you are from Iox. My name is Aliya. Then you are not her, not Miari. My name is Aliya Miari. Or, wait a minute. Did she actually take up the name? That's who you're waiting for. I heard your voice. You're Ioxian. But you said Aliya. Do you know Janiki Mfrenba? Yes. He told me someone might come. Janiki? My tall Ioxian. He left something for this Miari with the goddess to keep it safe. So Janiki was here. Do you know where he went? I'm looking for him. He promised he would come back. I did so like to believe him. I hope you find him. I'm sure he'll return. You Ioxians. You lie so well. Do you think there is more to be learned here, mistress? Shall we leave? The woman said that Janiki left something here. Right at the statue. With the goddess. I want to find it. Shiniki left something with the goddess, did he? Now, why would he do a thing like that? Do you know what Renba taught? Robotics, mistress. Did you ever talk to him? He interviewed me shortly after my activation. That memory is somewhat hazy, however. What is he like, Renba? I could not judge him, mistress. The interview was largely technical. He was mostly concerned with ensuring my vision was in line with his expectations of gravity. Interesting. Oh. Mistress, if I may ask, if you weren't rooting in the mud for lost roboticists, what would you be doing at this moment? What would I be doing? I'd be sailing the uncharted reaches of the Nebula looking for shipwrecks. There are places out there where no one's been for hundreds of years. There are echoes of ancient voices. But no. Instead, I'm standing in pig muck. Otherwise, I'd be scouring the markets of Elbereth for interesting objects. Things have a life of their own, Six. Things survive. Things travel from moon to moon. Huh. Does that sound silly to you? Things traveling from moon to moon? Hardly, mistress. I am a thing. Or maybe I'd be in the library with Huang, reading up on old transcriptions. When the Empire was founded, they threw out the old way of writing, erased the past entirely. But it's all still here, you just have to know where to look. You don't read ancient, do you? I would not know where to begin, mistress. More water. Just sitting there. A little bit mucky. That's probably intended for the pigs, but there's someone's book and shoes here, so maybe they do bathe in it. Despite your cool manner, I am extremely excited to be working with you. You seem most passionate about your work. Why shouldn't I be passionate? Please understand, mistress. The only other person I remember is Professor Miyari. She is many things, but she is not passionate. Maybe Professor Miyari was passionate about Renba. Otherwise, we wouldn't be out here. Board the fields. Ah, there was another remark I could have done. I wonder just how much dialogue they made for this game. It's so extensive. There's not many people tending to all these crops. Plants are not like pigs. They do not require constant husbandry. What do you know about pigs? I meet people. They are also livestock. Ooh, ouch. Great observation, Zix. I suppose at least these people are just seen as another resource for the Ioxine Empire. Livestock in a different sense. Why do they build on stilts, you think? Surely it doesn't flood up here. The mud, perhaps, mistress. Or perhaps animals sleep underneath. Oh, can I go in this person's place? Yeah. Ugh. I stepped in something. Mud, mistress. I know what mud is, Six. Of course, mistress. Will your tracks cope with the mud? Of course they will. They clean themselves, too. Well, that's a nifty feature to have. Now, will this bring us on the right side of everything? Yes, it should. There's the statue down there. What are the chronicles of Mazwai that Huang always is reading about? I believe Mazwai was a pilgrim sailor. She writes about the various places of the Nebula and how the Great Loop acted in these places. Mazwai believes in the loop, then? Mazwai is an original source for the hypothesis, mistress, as much as anything the source of the loop, mistress. Master Huang says the books became common shortly after the establishment of the Holy Empire. The Chronicles of Mazwai, written during the Holy Empire. That's over to the right. Interesting. I wonder if we'll be able to form a more clear picture of the history just by discussing with this robot. Huh. 6. What do you know about the Loop Temple? I know little of the Loop, mistress. The Loop priests claim that life is a great cycle. They believe that all that happens has happened before. Literally happened. Do they think we've had this conversation before? I believe that is the idea, mistress. Is it true? The probability of it is incalculable, mistress. There is no meaningful data. Now, events in history are likely to repeat themselves because of, well, human nature. But, oh, Loop Temple is extremely well placed, mistress. They have a lot of money and significant power. They are the heart of the Protectorate. Oh. No, we're not going back to the ship. Mistress, you may not realize, but the Loop Temple are my owners. But you're owned by the university? By Miari? Yes, mistress. Indeed. How many moons are there in the Arx Protectorate? 6? At the last settlement, it was 23. The founding of the Iox Protectorate was in the Dark Age. So, where is the hidden item? Is it this? Oh, here's Renba's mysterious secret. Almost buried in the grass, a shard of crystal. Does it mean anything to you, 6? It is most curious. This moon does not contain any crystals of this type, but Professor Miari's brooch does. It is the same mineral as the brooch. What have you been up to, Renba? Or could this shard have been brought from somewhere else? I see. I'll do that one. So Renba brought this shard from somewhere else. That seems likely. And if it was in the brooch, which had ancient origins, and then he was hiding it here, maybe he found the original source. Isn't the Protectorate too many moons to manage? There are no threats at present. This no doubt eases the situation. That's true. What other conflicts would there be? It's not like they're battling aliens, are they? Iox wants more moons in the Protectorate. Iox has sufficient income at the moment, mistress, I think. But the Ioxian population is not falling. Oh, so they're going to need to claim more moons to offload people? How widespread is humanity then? I mean, if they've been inhabiting these planets over the course of several thousand years. So what did the moons get out of being in the Protectorate? Theoretically, the support of the Oxian Guard, but that is largely historical. Yeah, back when there was strife and conflict, of course, they would prefer to have a large military presence. Interesting. But these are peace times. Or is it? There's something stirring. Definitely no robots here. No reason for Runba to come here at all. I don't imagine Runba met that woman on Iox after all. He seems nonplussed a little bit. Back to the ship with 6. Maybe they found some robots here. They sent Runba to investigate and he disappeared. An interesting theory, but only a theory. What? No! Robots uncovered on Mercy? I don't think so. Are there any mines here? Any excavations? They usually find robots underground, don't they? On Iox, yes. But I do not think we occur underground naturally. Of course, robots just don't come out of the earth. No, they were placed there. They were buried there. Wait a minute. That begs the question. The inscriptions. 6 was buried on Iox. Let me go back to the Ancient Empire. Inscriptions. So, Huang showed me a passage from the Annals of Mazwai. I want to go back to the translation. The Empress banished machines. I'm going to say, I think buried was one of the options. Buried. Yes. The Empress buried. Now, machines could be it, but robots goes in line with what we found. So that's what I'm thinking. They buried the robots. Did it save? Yeah, the Empress buried the robots. All makes sense. Just updated. The inferred existence of a new location somewhere in the Cyclones, but I don't know where to find it yet. The Crystal Moon. Oh. Past Mercy? Ranaki? What is that? There's a market moon far outside the reach of Iox. I've never been there. This is Ioxine space? Ooh. Wait a minute. Am I gonna have to... Let me look at the map. Should I memorize this so I know where all the twists and turns go? The right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the left. And then just go down there. Keep straight. That would take me to the Crystal Moon. Okay, so that's right, right, left. Ah, and then maybe just a couple more lefts. I don't know. Hopefully they're going to have a tracker of some sort. I don't have to memorize that. Back to the ship, 6. We've done all we can here for now. This way, mistress. And so we left the warm, wet fields of Mercy,